as cooked vegetables with every meal, which is where your salads and your vegetables on your plate come from. It's important to get both because they serve different functions. And they create oxygen. So your body needs that.
Okay. You was also talking, I want to switch gears for a second. You were talking about cosmetics, which I don't know too many people actually talk about. What does cosmetics have to do anything with health?
Your skin is the largest organ on your body.
Mm-hmm.
And so what goes on your skin goes directly into your body and into your kidneys and into your liver. And somehow your body's got to get rid of toxins that would go on your skin. There was almost no regulation in cosmetics at all until a year ago, and it's not a good regulation. I mean, it doesn't protect us now. It's the first regulation, which was the last regulation until last year, was because they used to put rat poison in mascara, and somebody died. So in 1932, they made a law that said that you couldn't do that, and that if you were making cosmetics, you were responsible not to poison people. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of ingredients. If you go in my book, there's a long list of ingredients, all of which are very harmful, that go into cosmetics, and you need to be aware of those. And it's as important to have organic cosmetics as it is to eat organic food, because it's going on your largest organ that's being absorbed into your body. And let me just give you an example. For probably 30 years, my head has been itchy. I had no idea that I was allergic to chemicals in my shampoo. I found an incredible line of skincare and hair care that was developed by a Silicon Valley CEO because his girlfriend at the time, now wife, got skin cancer, and everything she put on her skin was bothering her. So they started researching, discovered how terrible the ingredients were, and they came up with their own line where everything is a 1 on the EWG scale. And this stuff is phenomenal. My skin has never been better. My head is no longer itchy. I use their body wash, and they just recently came out with a line of Vaseline type products, but instead of using Vaseline, which is a petroleum product, so it's not good for us and it clogs our pores, it's made with avocado oil instead. Yeah, Vaseline. Vicks Vapor Rub. All the stuff with Vaseline in it. There is now an alternative.
What's the alternative?
It's a line by this company which is called Keys Soaps, and they make all of those products now with avocado oil instead. And they're great.
Okay,
I use them all.
Now, how do you feel about a lot of women? Because I'm okay. So men obviously use makeup too. So I'm not disrespecting any men, but typically women use makeup. Okay. However, a lot of women, I try to make this point, but I don't have any scientific or any reasoning behind it. But a lot of women that I know go to bed with their makeup on their face. Is there any research that has been done that you should take off your makeup before you go to bed? Not only obviously watching what's in the ingredients and stuff.
It's best to take it off, because that allows your pores to breathe and do their thing. So if you get it off and you put a organic cream on your face that will help your face and not harm your skin, and you get all those, whatever it was, and the environmental chemicals that have been accumulating on your skin all day long, you want to get that off before you go to bed, because it's all getting absorbed into your body. And so I think that's the missing link that I didn't understand. All of that stuff is getting absorbed into my body. And you only have 3 ways to detox. You detox through your lungs, you detox through through your skin, and then through your digestive system. So you need to leave your skin open so that the detox process can happen.
Okay, so I think most of us know about the digestive system, which you just
we have to.
Detoxing. Right, but what is how do you detox your skin, and how do you detox your lungs?
Your lungs. Well, just when you exercise, you want to do 3 types of exercise. You want to do aerobic, which gets you to make your lungs work, and that helps get the chemicals that are going into your lungs out of your body. You certainly don't want to be smoking and putting chemicals into your lungs, because your lungs are important to get the chemicals out. And then for exercise, you also want to do stretching and then resistance. So doing a little bit of aerobic is great for you to help your lungs do its natural detox. It's picking up carbon dioxide and waste materials from your blood all the time, and your lungs need to work at maximum to do the detoxing process. Obviously, I'm going to talk about poop for a minute. Cover your ears. I'm not supposed to. You need to be pooping at least twice a day, and preferably 3 times a day, so that you keep all the crud that accumulates on the walls of your lower intestine. That needs to be kept clear so that you can get the right things detoxing out of your body to go out the pipes. And so
if you're not pooping 2 to 3 times a day, what does that mean? Like some people go days without taking a poop.
Well, I found an easy remedy for that, and it was, I don't hear about this very many places. You know what milk and magnesia is? It's magnesium. And so if you take magnesium, you probably need it anyway. You're not getting it from your food. That's probably why you're not pooping 3 times a day. So if you add a really good magnesium supplement to your diet, that'll keep you regular. I actually regulate how much magnesium I take to how well I'm going. So if I'm not doing beautiful poops, then I add an extra magnesium in the morning, and that keeps me running like clockwork. And that keeps the pipes clean and keeps the nutrients flowing out, that the nutrients stay in, and the detoxing stuff is all working properly. Okay. And then the last step of it is through your skin. That's why it's important to sweat. That's all detoxing through your skin. Now, since we're talking detoxing, one of the things my functional doctor found, I did a 23andMe test, which is what you do to find out what your ancestry is. Little did I know, with the 23andMe test came a whole lot of DNA information that I couldn't read. But when I told my functional doctor I'd taken the test, she wanted it because it gives her my entire DNA readout. Now, if it shows you have a breast cancer gene, it doesn't mean you're going to get breast cancer if it's in your DNA. But it is a flag that if you take care of your body, you won't trigger that to come to reality in your body. But there's a whole lot of markers on your DNA. One of the ones that showed up immediately for me was I have the MTHFR anomaly to my DNA, which says I have very low on folate and my body doesn't detox. So what goes into my body stays in my body. I don't sweat. I have never sweated. So although I have decent skin, my skin is not functioning properly as a method of detox for me. So we've increased my folate. I am now doing some steam baths so that I can encourage my skin to sweat so that detox ability is back in my body. So it's more important than you think. But we have, does this mean that I'm going to get other diseases that are in my DNA? No, because I'm eating so clean now, I'm not turning on the genetics. And so that's important. And all the pieces start to fit together, that your body wants to keep you healthy. You just got to give it the right ingredients to do it.
I love it. Okay, as we're winding down, I do want to ask you, I don't want to talk anything about smoking cigarette. You did say the word smoking, but everybody knows smoking is bad.
Right.
I'm sure it has a lot of toxins in it. But the new wave of smoking, which is called vaping. Are you familiar with vaping?
Yes, and it's just as bad.
But it can't be just as bad because it eliminates the tobacco side of it. It still has the nicotine, but it eliminates the tobacco. So what's your thoughts?
The chemicals in it are not good for you. You only want to put things into your body that are healthy. Okay, and the chemicals in vaping, there's a lot of studies starting to show that they're not good for you.
But like what you was talking about earlier, I think, I forget. Oh, you said, if you're going to eat a strawberry, would you rather eat a strawberry or eat something else? And you was like, just eat a strawberry. So in the case of smoking and vaping, what would you rather the person do based off of your experience and knowledge?
Neither.
Right.
I know that's not what you want to hear, but neither one is good for you. So if you want to be healthy and you want to live a long and healthy life and not end up where I was, don't do either one. I know. It's hard.
Can you educate us on
I am a smoker who chooses to not smoke. Now, I'd have to do some research, but I'd be happy to.
How long have you...
I do see reports since I was a smoker for 30 years.
How often were you smoking?
I quit 5 times before. I was smoking daily, but I never smoked much more than a half a pack a day. But it still was terrible. And I quit several times and went back to it. I really like to smoke. And the way I finally got myself to quit is I decided the bottom line is I'm a smoker, but I'm going to be a smoker who chooses not to smoke. And once I made that mindset, I have no desire to go back to smoke. And one of the things we found when they tested me for heavy toxic metal is that I was loaded with things like cadmium, which comes from smoking. It wasn't just what it was doing to my lungs. It was all of the other crud that it was putting into my body that was going and getting in my bones and my organs. Smoking is far more dangerous than just your lungs, and needless to say, that's pretty awful unto itself. So, yeah, you don't want these chemicals going into your lungs. Your lungs are too important to your life. You want to only be putting good stuff in. And, yeah, we got, I don't know where you are, but I'm in LA. We've got all kinds of stuff in our air as it is. And with all the fires that go on, I'm in the San Gabriel Valley. It sits in the basin, and then that causes me to have an autoimmune flare. So I want to protect my lungs as much as possible in the environment that I'm in, which means I'm not putting anything else in it that's not good for it.
How long have you chose to not smoke?
It's been about 15 years now.
Wait, so you smoked for 30, and then it's been 15 since you've been smoke-free? Wow, congratulations. That's really good.
And I just turned 69 last week. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good.
But I wouldn't have quit until I changed my head. It took me changing my head that I was just going to have to admit I was a smoker. I just wasn't going to smoke.
That's really good.
I recognized that it was bad for me, and I was going to be a smoker who didn't smoke.
Very good.
Can I make one other comment about stress? Because I found an incredible exercise that would help everybody.
Yeah, talk about the stress, but I also wanted you to talk about the stress hormones that you were talking about in the animals, because you just kind of just went over it. I understand what you're talking about, but a lot of people don't understand the stress hormones you were talking about in these animals and how that affects us when we eat it. So, yeah, do the stress that you were just talking about, but if you can also expound on the stress in animals.
I'll go back to this. Okay. There is a doctor named Dr. Andrew Weil, who's an integrative doctor, and integrative medicine is very similar to functional medicine. They have a very similar approach to the body where they want to get down to the root cause, but then he also believes in massage and acupuncture and all the different, he's a big herbalist. He's very famous. I'm sure you've probably seen, he puts out little books at the grocery store. He came up with a stress exercise that resets your parasympathetic nervous system. And I use this a lot because it really calms me down. It's simple to do. You do it twice a day, and you do 2 rounds of it. And they take 3 minutes each. And what it is you breathe in for 4 through your nose. You hold it for 7. And then you put your tongue up against your teeth and push it out through your mouth for 8. So it's 4 in through your nose, hold it for 7, swoosh it out through your mouth with your tongue up against your teeth for 8.
Hold on, coach
you
me
do that
through
3 times.
Can I try it one time?
Sure.
How do I do it again?
Breathe in for 4. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 7. And then push it out through your mouth for 8. Okay? That will reset your... Oh, you're going to go blue. It doesn't matter if you do it long or short. It's the count that's important, not the length of time. Okay? So you don't have to do the counts that slowly, because I don't want you to turn blue. You do that 3 times, and that will significantly... Yeah. Okay. First, we're going to breathe in for 4.
4.
Hold for 7. Blow out for 8.